Don't be afraid to ask questions. As soon as you don't understand something, raise your hand in class and ask. Or if you want to, you can schedule an appointment with a professor or go during office hours. Remember, they want you to learn. Also, you should do your homework as close to the class period as possible where the material was covered. That way you don't, quote unquote, learn it incorrectly and you can fix mistakes as soon as possible.
Hola, clase. These are 5 steps to success in Spanish 3. Number 1 is go to class. Number 2 is to do your homework. Number 3 is to study for at least a half hour to an hour a day. Also, practice speaking your Spanish or watching Spanish TV shows. And also, I think the most important thing is to do the pre-test handouts from the profesora. Buena suerte, clase.
If you talk to a man in a language he knows, that goes to his head. If you talk to a man in his language, that goes to his heart. This is why I learn languages, and why I continue to learn despite the endless verb conjugations, the mindless translations, and absolutely enraging understanding that I'll never be as good as a native speaker. But the ability to speak to someone who doesn't speak your language is unfathomably breathtaking. Find the reason that keeps you learning.
Don't be afraid to talk in front of the class even if you don't know the answer. Form study groups with classmates and friends, and try a new approach if you don't understand it. Failures only make you stronger, so those are actually really beneficial to you. And connecting Spanish with your own native language actually helps a lot in even learning your own language. I've learned a lot about English in studying Spanish.
So despite the fact that I procrastinate, I'm going to tell you not to procrastinate because a lot of times the class that you just attended goes along with the homework that you are just assigned. So make sure that lines up well because otherwise you might get a little confused. Having said that, it is important to attend class regularly because if you don't, you again might get confused. There are often helpful discussions, and be sure to talk to your peers because sometimes they know more than you do. And it's important to have a good attitude because if you hate what you're doing, you're not going to do well. That's just how it works. So make sure to stay positive.
Besides doing the homework and attending class, one of the biggest things that's helped me is actually reading the chapters in the textbook. There are only 8 pages per chapter maximum in terms of the grammar stuff, so there's a lot of tips in there that have helped me. As well, using a spaced repetition flashcard app has helped a lot. Specifically, Anki, doing that every day has helped me learn a lot more vocab and grammar than I would have otherwise been able to remember.
Practice with native Spanish speakers as much as possible. It really helps with your understanding and pronunciation. Duolingo is helpful for learning new vocabulary. There are tons of great podcasts on Spotify and YouTube that you can listen to while you drive. It's easy to just do the assignments in class, but if you really want to understand, it's important to find other sources that fill in the gaps and solidify what you already know.